Hey, we got a different time going today. I had something that took me a little longer to do. I wasn't going to be back home by 5, so I pushed our YouTube live to 6, but I'm available now, so I'm going to go ahead and start to run it. We're going to start to run it right now. No reason to wait. No reason to wait. Everybody ready? Everybody ready? Give YouTube and Facebook a chance to tell everybody to come on in the room. Let YouTube and Facebook tell everybody to come on. Oh, I did not mean to highlight that. I meant to highlight something else. There we go. No need to highlight that. Hope everybody had a good trading week. Last week, we had a whole lot of stuff that was going on. Another week of all-time highs, 52-week highs, run-ups. I think I was looking, we were charting yesterday in my community, and there are several items, a bunch of items that are basically right at the tip top of their resistance zone. Like, what will happen next, right? What will happen next? We've got stuff that's at the top of its resistance, and gotta see will they push through things like Nvidia, AMD, TQQQ, all these buddies, SPX are pushed into right at the top of their resistance areas, and trying to see where to next. Where do we go next, right? So this is the first week of March we're getting ready to walk into. Our first week of March, we're looking at the beginning of the third month of the first quarter. This month, we will have quad witching. I'm not sure if you know what quad witching is, but quad witching will be the third. Quad witching is going to be the third Friday of this month. It's basically where stocks expires, options expires, bonds expire, several different things. So there's one more thing. I think futures. I think it's futures also expire. So you have 4 different things that are expiring all on the same day. So there's usually a lot of volatility, generally going into the week of quad witching. And of course, none of the stuff I talk about, I'll say it now, is financial advice. I just really talk about the stuff I know a little bit about. And, I'm definitely not the one who's got it all figured out, but I'll share with you what I see and what I read and what I hear. But during the week of quad witching, there generally is some of a drop off or a pullback because, it's not this week, so don't get excited. But the week of quad witching, things usually pull back because people are selling their position, closing their positions or whatever, and then they turn on new positions. So generally toward the end of the week, it starts to pick back up. So the things start to run up a little bit. But that's the third week of this month, and we're not there yet. This was the first week of the month. We're not quite there yet. Okay, so let's look at how did last week run, right? What was the fun stuff we did last week, or even on Friday? SPX closed at 51.37 on Friday. You see it was a 40-point run up on Friday. 51.37. Now, I was thinking of, no, we ain't 52, but we crossed right back over 5,100, comfortably ran on, and to see what the end would be, right? Let's change over to SPX here. I hope the dark screen works for everybody. Some people in my community said the dark screen seemed to work better for them. But this is SPX from last week. Since I put a dark screen, I can't see the little lines and stuff I have. I can't see them. But this is what we ran into. This is a weekly chart. So each of these candles is a week's worth of data. Right? Let me get it a little bit bigger if we can. Each candle is 1 week's worth of data. So last week is what we have here. And it's basically come right into what is a resistance, the top of a resistance area. But this does say it's kind of a weak zone. So we'll see what happens there, right? We'll see what happens there. This is the weekly. So let's go to the daily chart. Full week of green. Well, the week was green. And then this is what the week looked like on a daily basis. Right? So we've got, this was Monday. Red day on Monday, pulled back a little bit. These kind of doji-ish, not really sure what was going to do. This one here, this candle here kind of gave you the indication, there's a long wick here, that it was going to try to go up some more. It dropped a little bit more and pulled back just a taste, and then it decided we're ready, and off it went. Off it went. Let me get us put us a little rectangle in here between this buyer's gap that happened between Wednesday and Thursday. Pretty big gap there, but as you can see, SPX went right up to the top of this resistance and it kind of pulled back just a little bit. What happens next remains to be seen, but we've got so many things that are at their 52-week highs. We do have some earnings and stuff coming up this coming week, so that's going to be of interest as well. We'll share those earnings here in a minute, but we got some earnings coming up here. Why is this doing this? There we go. Come on back down here and I can widen this out. This is a MACD indicator down here at the bottom, one that's by Lux Algo. Trying it out, seeing what I see on these charts to see if I can get me a little more intel out of the charts, right? So what's coming up this week? Jobs report coming up this week. Powell is going to testify a few times. I'm going to tell you when I get to the data things. He's going to testify a couple of times this week. Not sure what we're testifying who we're testifying to or what we're testifying about. But so markets enter another week at record highs with updates on the labor market and testimony from Fed Chair Powell greeting investors. Macy's stores aren't fun places to shop. No, they're not. I happen to agree. I'm not a fan of shopping in Macy's. It just not desirable. Not desirable. Okay. So let's go see. This is what's happening this week as far as meetings and stuff that are coming up. Come on, I need you to get a little bigger. There we go. So we can see what's happening here. Monday shows that there's nothing on the calendar for Monday, for tomorrow. But Tuesday, we've got ISM Services PMI that's showing up on Tuesday, right? We've got some FOMC members who are going to be speaking. Then we've got Wednesday, non-farm employment change, and Fed Chair Powell is going to testify. Let's see where he's testifying. They usually give us a little more information over here. He's due to testify about the semi-annual monetary policy report before the House Financial Services Committee in Washington, D.C. Okay. That's what's going on with that. The testimony usually comes in two parts. First, he reads a prepared statement. A text version is made available on the Fed's website. Then the committee will hold a question and answer session. Since the questions are not known beforehand, they can make for some unscripted moments that lead to heavy market volatility. Okay, so this is what's going on Wednesday. That's Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. He's going to testify. At the same time, we're going to be seeing our job openings. At the very same time, we're going to get that, right? Both those are red folders. Crude oil inventories, daily's going to speak later. Thursday, unemployment claims show up in the morning before the market opens, and Fed Chair Powell testifies. I'm assuming this is at the same place, but let's see. Yep, looks like he's testifying at the same place. Okay, so on Wednesday and Thursday, Powell is going to testify. Those are red folders. Mester will speak at 11:30, FOMC member. And then on Friday, we've got Williams speaking. And at 8:30, we've got average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. All of this is happening Friday in the morning before the market opens. So this is what's happening this week. I guess the biggest thing you can talk about is the job openings, unemployment claims, and Powell is speaking. That's what's the biggest things happening this week. Powell is going to speak. Okay, let's look at our earnings for this week. Is this week? Yes, this is this week. I felt like I had seen this before, and I actually had. I saw it when I was on with my community yesterday. We have our coaching calls on the first Saturday of the month. We do a coaching call, and yesterday we spent time charting. We charted all the XLs, all of those sectors the sector ETFs. We charted all of those yesterday, and excuse me, and most of those ended up on our list for this week, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But our earnings for this week, thank you, Earnings Whispers, for sharing your graphics with us every week. We totally appreciate that. Tomorrow we've got C doing earnings. I think that says something lease. GSL, something ship lease or shop lease. Sohu and Modiv. JitLab is Monday after close. Paymenta, SimRush, AeroVironics, Vironment, like AeroVironment, anyway, like environment, but they did AeroVironment. Look at there. EOSE is reporting. EOSE needs to decide it's coming on out the druthers, because I've been holding shares of EOSE that I got gifted or put into my account when I was doing a selling a put. And I've been holding, this is what's known as holding the bag. I'm still holding the bag. So I really wanted to pop up. If it pop up just a little bit, your girl gonna be like, deuces, EOSE. But there you have earnings Monday after market close. SAIC, Stitch Fix, Nectar, Vicarious, and Echo Bionics also has earnings. Tuesday mornings, we got NEO. We hadn't heard about NEO in a while. It's back on the horizon. Target has earnings Tuesday. And actually, I had a Target trade last week that I closed on Friday because it had money. Listen, see green, take green. I really meant to leave it until earnings came, but I was going to close it before earnings. I wasn't riding through earnings because I don't generally trade through earnings, but everybody does what works for them. But I closed it Friday. Then I noticed they had earnings this week, and I was like, shoot, I was supposed to keep it another day. But all is well. I took my money off the table, and we'll see if their opportunity presents itself tomorrow. Maybe we'll jump back in, but maybe not. All depends. Cypher Mining is here. Ferguson, Compugen, Series, Vivid Seats, New Wales. These are companies I haven't ever heard of, many of them. We got CrowdStrike, though, on Tuesday after close. ChargePoint, another one that we hadn't heard from in a while. CrowdStrike and ChargePoint. Ross, Dress for Less. Nuvei, Nordstrom, Box, Aliva, Couchbase. Hadn't seen a lot of these. Abercrombie and Fitch, which has been in the kind of on the radar here recently, Abercrombie and Fitch, because their chart showed them just growing and growing since, I want to say, March. Was it March? Maybe it was May. I think it's since May they've been moving. And then after everybody, this is how it works though. As soon as everybody started talking about it, they basically sat still. They basically, I won't call them a stall, but they basically cooled off a bit. Last week after everybody started talking about it over the weekend. Next thing you know, they just sat still all week long almost. JD.com, Foot Locker, EVgo is, excuse me, I keep burping. EVgo is, got the hiccup, sorry. Camels is Camel Soup, Trinity, Genius, Unfi or Unfi. On Wednesday after close, we've got Victoria's Secret, Triple Point, Inovio, Rush, Honest. Again, a lot of these I haven't ever heard of. Emergent. Then we've got Thursday in the market before open. I saw a TikTok video where the guy said he worked at K. Roger. He said, I work at K. Roger. Everybody else calls it Kroger. I was like, oh, really? Anyway, they're having earnings before market on Thursday. Burlington, Big Lots, American Eagle. BJ's, Billy, PaySafe, Bitfarms, another one that's kind of in the crypto space, I believe, or crypto mining people. Bitfarms, I think it's BITF. Broadcom is anticipated. It's Thursday after the market closes. Costco's there. Marvel, they're there. The DocuSign is also Thursday after market closes. Gap and Runway. Friday morning, we've got America's Car-Mart, Algonquin, Biopath, Holdings, Genesco, NCS, and Silvercrest. Those are all the ones that are sharing earnings this week. A few of those are definitely anticipated, right? Let's look at our trade ideas for the week. I was mentioning that I did have several of these set for we charted the XLs yesterday. And hey, Karen, we traded the XLs. Oh, goodness. We charted the XLs yesterday. And you'll see that several of these have shown up on the possible trade ideas, right? We got some call credit spreads, XLF, INTC, XLU, PBE, XOM, XLV, and Apple. All of those. Apple hasn't really been doing a whole lot of upwards moving. They've kind of been just kind of chilling. So maybe a call credit spread may be something that can work out this week. And then on the put credit spread side, we've got XLF, TQQQ, XLU, U Pro showed up, XLP, XLCE, B, XOM is also here. So you may be able to do an XOM Iron Condor. I think I have a couple of these XLs that are on both sides as well. Taiwan Semiconductors, XLV, XLK, and Amazon. I mentioned when I put this graphic out on my Facebook community, and I mentioned it when I did on TikTok, that there's literally hundreds of dollars here this week, if not thousands. It really comes down to how you want to trade these credit spreads, but there's profits all in here. You can pick one, pick two, pick several. I mean, it really comes down to what kind of collateral do you want to leverage to pull in your money for the week. And of course, you can use PeakBot. PeakBot is our automated bot service. It ties into either Thinkorswim or Tradier, especially if you're Tradier is a broker, but it ties into Thinkorswim if you're still on TD Ameritrade. If you've moved over to Schwab, then they're still working out the connection, the back end connection. Schwab keeps saying they're gonna give it to us, and then they don't. They say we're gonna give it, then they don't. So if you're tied in with, I still have Thinkorswim, and mine is still tied to TD Ameritrade. Which I'm in no rush. They can take their time. They can definitely take their time. But here's some opportunities for you going to do 50-cent spreads, dollar spreads, or some others. You can definitely jump in here and make it work for you, right? Make this, pull in some chunk of change this week. Take 4, 5, take $1,000, do 5 or 10 of these, and pull in some profits for the week. I always suggest that my community do at least, or pull in at least 10% in premiums when they do these trades on the credit spreads, to taking at least 10% premiums. And if you want, more and more money, you basically put in more contracts. So last week, our small account challenge, this past Friday, our small account challenge closed. It ended. And for the month, drum roll, please. Our small account challenge profited over $1,500 last month. The people who were there and those who reported, because not everybody reports, right? But those who were there and put their money and their winnings, their earnings on the spreadsheet that we used. Listen, we took in over $1,500 as a unit. What I like to say about this is not only did we take in money, which of course we're looking for profits. We trade for money. We're not trading just to say I'm a trader. We're trading to say I'm making money off trading. But we also had people who increased their experience and increased their knowledge about trading credit spreads. Those things to me were like, yes, we got people who have learned a new strategy. They got more comfortable. They got more confident with trading that strategy. Listen, that to me was woohoo. Hey, Janae, that was like that's the be all, because how much money, I mean, you can trade in your sim, you can trade in paper, you can trade live, but the amount of money that you're going to earn using any strategy is dependent on how much you lean in on that strategy. Right? If you start off making a few dollars, and you decide you're going to lean in on it, how much more money you can make totally is up to you. The stock market does not have a cap on who can make what. That's why you see people who will say, I made $40K, and somebody else says I made $400. Because it really depends on what strategy you're trading and how much you go forward. Somebody might trade one contract and they take in $10, $15. Somebody else trades 10 contracts, they take in $150. You know what I'm saying? It really comes down to what level, how much you want to trade for your particular strategy. And none of these things are wrong. I mean, it's not, however, whatever amount you decide, how much you decide you're going to trade or how many contracts, nothing's wrong with either one. If you're starting small, you trade one contract, you trade two contracts. When you get to where you're more confident and you got more money, then you increase the number of the contracts that you trade. That's how that goes. But the whole key is getting a strategy that is dependable, that you can rinse and repeat, that you're comfortable doing, that you can rinse and repeat each week. I like credit spreads for that because you don't have to, they don't stress you out all week long, right? You enter your credit spreads on Monday or Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. You can do Wednesday because as a seller, Theta is our friend. Okay. As a seller, Theta is our friend. So we can, the closer to expiration we are, the better. So you can do that and you can get in your trades and pull your money right up out the market as we put. Valerie's asking, what time is the 411 class? The options 411 class is going to be the 3 days. I believe it's on the next slide. It's going to be, actually, I'm changing this to 7 o'clock. So I need to adjust this graphic. It needs to be March the 13th through the 15th at 7 p.m. each evening. I need to change that graphic because it should be at 7. And we're going to do that for the 3 days. That's going to be our option 411 for newbies challenge. This challenge will lead into a 6-week coaching opportunity. Basically, I will take time for 6 weeks coaching the people who are interested in trading options as a seller. I will coach for 6 weeks. So we're doing the 3-day challenge for those who maybe, want to see what does selling look like. What is that? We kind of hit a bunch of intro things for those 3 days. I give you some opportunity to make a little bit of money too, because I feel like I want to give you whatever you can do to pull your money back from the market if you paid to get in. And then we'll run, the next thing we do will include 6 weeks worth of coaching. Okay. The challenge times should be 7 p.m. nightly. Okay, 7 p.m. nightly. All righty. Let's go and look at some. I'll come swing back around this. If you're hanging out with me and you've been here for a little while, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel so we can make sure that you don't miss out on anything that's going on. Like, subscribe, click the up box if you think this is a good thing that Arlissa does for us every Sunday or every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I'm on live every morning. Send me a little super chat. I won't despise a little super chat. Okay, will coaching be in the evening? Only asking because I work during the day. Yes, ma'am, it will be. Yes, ma'am. Coaching will be in the evenings. I work during the day too. I actually teach college during the day. So I have to teach the adults how to trade in the evening. So, yep, that's the way that goes. All righty. Hello, Asleen. How are you? How are you? If you're interested in joining up in the small account challenge, not small account challenge, I'm just getting over that one, so my mind is still there. If you're interested in joining the options 411, go over to my website and you can get registered over there. So I went through a bunch of Excels yesterday, but I was thinking I would look at some other stuff this evening. This is TQQQ I'm looking at, and we're on the daily. I'm looking right into the lights. That's why I keep squinting, because the lights are just in front of me. Okay, and they're bouncing off my glasses all crazy. Okay, so this is we can look at the weekly chart first. This was TQQQ. This is what last week it's consolidated for a few weeks and decided it was done with that and made its move, right? It went ahead and made a move. That's the weekly chart. I'm going to see if we can, TQQQ is like some of the others they're all at their highs, 52 weeks high. I'm looking to see if I can see some resistance back here that matches up with where we are. Actually, this is right up here at the top of these wicks. Matches where we currently are as a price. These are the wicks kind of coming up. Boop. This one's a little bit higher. I'm still on the weekly chart, I believe. There's some right here. Yep. There's a support resistance right here. Me and these glasses and the lights are not agreeing. We're not in agreement right now. That's where it was a support back here in October of 2021, long time ago, and it's now right in that area again. If we look to see some more support and resistance, I'm on the weekly chart still. There is some right over in here in this is till August of 2021. So it's a little bit higher than where we currently are. That's around, why does that say $68? Oh, T triple Q. I was thinking triple Q, but T triple Q is $68. My brain said triple Q is nowhere near $68. But here we are on the $68 here is the next resistance up after we pass the one we're in right now. Okay, so let's go to the daily chart, see if we see some stuff on our daily chart. Again, we're right in here in this support, this resistance area. And I think we just have to, again, we're at the 52-week highs, and this resistance area is the red zone here on my indicator. This line here where it goes from dark to light. Not sure if y'all can see that, where it goes from dark. Oh, you can't see that. This is where it says is the top, which basically it bumped right into that, and it pulled back a little bit. What this does next, again, we're looking to see what the trend has done all this time. This is what the trend's been doing. It's been going up on a trend since October, right? It's pulled back a couple times because that's what it does. The market never goes straight up or straight down. It pulls back and gets some strength. It's almost like a bow and arrow, pulls back and gets strength so it can go some more. Same thing happened there. This is where it's like you want to be mindful of. There's several stocks, lots of stocks, not more than several, that are hanging out in their resistance at the top of their resistance zone. So this week you're going to be very mindful. Don't anticipate, if you're doing calls and puts, don't try to anticipate that it's automatically going to pull back. It may, the stock you're doing really may pull back. But if you don't know that, you can't really, don't try to jump the gun and say, well, I might just pull on back. Let me go ahead and get me a put. Just in case. It might do that, but then it might not. It might get some strength and push on through this weak zone, because almost all these also say that this is a weak zone at the top, that the top of this is not strong. So it could go ahead. I know these look like little bitty, but I'm want to show you the trend, little bitty candles. But Amazon is at the top of its resistance area as well, right? Let's go look at Apple. I was telling y'all, Apple's been, did I get Apple? Did I type it right? Nope, I put a Q in front of it. Quapple. And some people might feel like that's what it's doing right now, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. This is what's going on with Apple. Let me get my plus minus. Where you at? There you are. See how Apple has hit its resistance a little ways back? I'm just showing trend stuff right now. You can see, I know the candles are very small, but I want you to be able to see what the overall trend. We have to be able to pull out sometime, pull back, and look to see what actually happened. But we hit this resistance up here in December. Lower high, lower high, lower high, and it's really right along this channel, right? But we do have, looks like, let me put another line on here. Looks like this here. So now if we look at this decreasing channel, but we are coming right down to support again. I think it's called a descending flag or descending something. They got names for all these things. I'm not sure if y'all can see my little red here. They got names for all these things. When it's descending from the top, we've got go lower, 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 but then it's hitting a support. It has actually hit the support this last candle. So now it may hit this and bounce off, or it may hit the top of it and go down some more. You got to watch your candles. If you haven't already, if you haven't taken a time to look at it, you really should go and check out, I don't want to turn it into a ticker. I wanted to turn it into just a Let me edit it and take it off as a ticker. There we go. The startwiththechart.com. It's a free charting webinar I put together. You can go startwiththechart.com. You can go watch. It talks about candles, candlesticks. It talks about indicators, talks about the makings of a chart. I mean, trending, all those things you can go do. And this is a free webinar. It's less than an hour long. I want to say it's about 40 minutes that you can go and look at. How do you chart? Especially if you're somebody who don't even know what I'm talking about when I say chart, right? You want to go and do this free charting webinar, startwiththechart.com. You can go over there and avail yourselves to that right away. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're still hanging out. Definitely like and subscribe. Click the notification bell so we can know you're with us. Okay, startwiththechart.com. Okay. Do I want that? Nope, I don't want that. I have several different banners that run along. Gotta always make sure that you're picking the right one. We got some freebies going on. I'll run the freebies one next. That way y'all can see what's for the free. Okay, let's go see what else did I have. Oh, I wanted to look at SOXL, and I'm gonna go to Taiwan Semiconductors. SOXL, y'all see this right up into resistance. Got a gap below us. Got a little buyer's gap here between 42.92 and 44 and some change. There's a buyer's gap there that's waiting to be filled, but the price of SOXL is going in the other direction. But we just don't know that it could definitely have a lot of these things can have a little bit of pullback. Let's go look at TSM. Now this particular zone was tested back here in February 9th was tested, and we're back here again. Potentially it can hit again. Some people have a whole strategy that they use a retest. Basically, it hits a zone, and when it retests that zone, that's when they wait to see what they want to do for a trade. If that's a strategy that you use, then here you are. It touched it back in February 8th and 9th, and now it is back again. It's back here again. Okay, I wanted to see what did we have for our trades. If you follow me on social media, if you're following me on Facebook or TikTok, you should be able to see. I didn't send it out to my email list. I'll probably do that after this. You'll probably be able to see what are the trades. I was trying to get them up so I can put them on the same screen and we can see them. We can look here and see what's going on. If you got any tickers you want us to look at, go ahead and put me something in the chat. Okay, this is our list of trades for the week. XLF, INTC. Oh, I didn't look at INTC. We'll go back to that one. XOM, we'll go look at that maybe. And UPRO is not one I've had on my list in a while. So let's go check that out. XOM, UPRO, and we looked at Apple, INTC. INTC, UPRO, and XOM. INTC. I put INTC on the call credit spread list because we've got resistance here. I need to make that a little bit bigger so we can see them. Right, INTC. It's a little bit coming down off of here. It is pulling up a little bit, but we do have some resistance, pretty good resistance, even though it's hit here twice. 44 and some change. So what I gave us for the trade was 44 and 45. Now it's not at 44. Current price is 42 and some change. Was that a 3? 43 and some change. Right? So you want to wait. I always say this. Make sure that you wait till Monday morning. Let the market open. determine what strike you're comfortable with. When I put these on this graphic, I put them on this graphic based on what I see over the weekend. Right? How did last week do? What do I see? I go look at the probability out of the money on the option chain. That's how I come up with some of these strikes, right? So you're going to want to look on Monday before you enter the trade. Don't enter blindly just because I put the numbers here. You need to go look to see, is this a good resistance place? You want to get your strikes above resistance, right? You want to be comfortable with the strikes that you pick, that the price will do right during the week. INTC on 40, 44 probably would be good. I would even maybe look at 45 because these wicks go up a little bit. But you want to make sure that you are comfortable with what you select, right? Because my trades, and none of those are investment advice. I want you to also, I teach us how to fish. Right. I put these out there, even though I do this graphic, I also say, make sure that you check them to make sure on when you get ready to enter that you agree with the numbers that you selected. I picked Exxon as a iron condor, potential iron condor, because it's been kind of in this zone a bit. It's been in this zone, right? What did we do for it? Exxon, I got 106, 106. 107 is up here a bit above this resistance zone. And at the bottom, we got 103. I went down below all this stuff and did 103. Because there's definitely some support in here. Some support in here. That's 103.73. Right? 102.81 is down here at this one. So would it stay above here? I do believe it would. Now, not investments advice. I'm just saying what I can see a little bit of. But you would want to wait and see. Does Exxon run up with the rest of the oil stuff that's been moving? And there's some of them have been moving a little bit. If you look at our trend, oil has been trending up for a minute. Right, actually longer than a minute. You see back here, we've got some lower candles. It's been trending up a good little bit. So you want to be comfortable. This little doji up here, though, says we aren't too sure. And it's at the top of the Bollinger Band as well. It could definitely pull back some. May give you the opportunity to do your call credit spread. And this is 107 at the bottom of this. So 107. You can maybe go 106, 107, or 107, 108. If you wanted to do an iron condor. Iron condors are great because you get money on the call credit spread side and the put credit spread side. You get money in both places. So I don't generally enter them both at the same time, though. Not usually. I'll pick which way does the first trend go, and I'll ride with that trend. So if it's going up, I do a put credit spread. If it starts coming down, I'll do a call credit spread. And then after a few days, I'll watch to see and which do I want to get on the other side or not. I generally don't enter an iron condor all at one time. It's not the best way to get the best premiums, first of all. Second thing is you don't know what it's going to do. What's going to may go push in one direction for a day. It might just languish in between two, but you want to pick one side and then see what the other side does. All right. Okay. Next one I said I was going to look at was UPRO. Has anybody ever traded UPRO? UPRO. I think it's an ETF. S&P 500 Ultra Pro. I've never traded UPRO. Didn't know if anybody else had either. Let's see. I put UPRO on the put credit spread side because, again, it's been trending upwards. And we've got support right here in the 6404 area. 6404. We got a gap down here we can see as some opportunity maybe. Got a gap going right here. The gaps don't show up as well on the black screen as they do on the light screen, but we'll make it work. Price pullback went up some more. Got a lot of little doji, a few little small gaps in between here that will provide some support. The gap between these two will provide support. The little gap here is going to provide some support. So That's why I went with the put credit spread, but it's coming into the top of this premium zone. This zone is a little bit wider up here, but the darker it is, the more strength the zone has. And it, like everything else we were talking about, is at the top of its resistance zone. Because, well, S&P, this is the S&P 500 Ultra Pro. So that's why it's going to move along with the S&P, along with S&P 500. It's moving right along with that. Okay. Janae said, no, she hadn't traded it either. Not familiar with it. Nope, it goes with X. It goes with the S&P, though. See what else is on here that wasn't. We looked at everything else the other day in our community, all the XLs, and nobody put anything in the chat for us to look at. Let me see. I've got some questions I want to ask. If we believe some of these are going to come out, not there, going to come out positive for the week. Let me see if y'all can see this screen. I might need to change the share. Stop sharing so that way I can present from another screen. Ah, la, la. It always does that. There we go. Make this a full screen. Really? Really, though? There we go. Huh. Gotta be able to see it. This watch list is found on PeakBot. This is the PeakBot watch list for this week. And I was looking through it just to see if I saw any opportunities. Y'all take a look to see if you see anything that is of interest. Now, all of these trades are talking about put credit spreads. So your thoughts are that the trade will be profitable because the stock will go up. At least stay up above this put strike. At least stay up above the put leg. So we got Devon Energy or Devon Energy Corp at 43, Wind Resorts, Occidental or Oxy at 60. I remember when Oxy was in the 10s and 12s. It just has grown and grown. Citigroup at 54, Tyson, Walt Disney World, Exxon, we just talked about that one. Argo, TJ Maxx, Dow, the other Dow, not the Dow Jones, but the Dow Incorporated. Peabody Energy, BTU, Newmont, Starbucks, and Cisco. Y'all tell me which one of those you think is going, you like on an upward trend. I feel like the gas and petroleum seem to all be doing pretty well. And the banks, Citigroup and Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they don't really have a lot of premiums if you're trying to trade them, but they do seem to still be going upwards. TJ Maxx, I'm a fan of TJ Maxx. Does anybody trade TJ Maxx? Any of y'all trade TJ Maxx? I'm giving you a chance to look at these. Now you see here that the trend on these top ones are bullish, and then you got a neutral, and then these ones on the bottom say there's a bearish trend, but it's bearish, and hopefully it stay above $30 or $91, or Cisco stay above $47.50. I think if I was picking something off this list, I'd probably go with, I might stick with Oxy. I don't know about Tyson Foods. I've never traded them. I might go with Oxy, Exxon, and TJ Maxx. I feel like TJ Maxx might want to do its thing. What is the ATR for Tyson? I don't know. I don't have my Thinkorswim open. Let's go look at Tyson, though. Let's see if it's something we want to look at. Tyson Foods. That's what the chart's looking like on the daily chart. I don't know what is going on with these glasses, but me and them are not in agreement right now. It's come down and hit this equilibrium place with all, which also will should provide some support. So it might go on back up. Let's see, we've got support here and we've got support here. Yep. That's Tyson. Janae says less than $1. No thanks. Your ATR is less than $1. I'm asking the question, Janae, if you believe it's going to stay above the strike price. The strike price is 52. Do we believe it would stay above 52 for the week? I'd venture to say it would stay above 52 for the week. Not necessarily something I would trade, but it might. I have never looked at Tyson to see what their premiums look like. So this is TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx is on the list for 96. Will it stay above 96? Will it stay above 96? Top of this support area is 98. The bottom of this support area is 96.64. I think I'd go with TJ Maxx. It would stay above the 96. Even though it's got a little downwards ride coming, it's coming right into support. Coming right into support. We looked at Exxon already. And hot Oxy. I didn't look at Oxy. So let's go see if we think Oxy would do its thing. Oxy, the number is 60. Will it stay above 60? I think I'd say yes. This is the support area, this blue. And if you're looking at our chart, this is a little fair value gap for those who do and who know about fair value gaps. I really don't, but that's what this box represents. Would it stay above 60 for the week? I venture to say yes. I see support right in here, 59.67. I was drawing my own charts and support. I see support right there, and I see support up here, which is 60.26. I think Oxy would stay above the price, stay above 60. Let's go see if we got some more some others that are in the moderately risky area. Moderately risky. I can actually move this up here. Let me see. Maybe I can move it up here. Potentially, I can move it up here. And then we can see it. There we go. We can see it there. DoorDash, Kroger, or K. Roger. So funny. TSM at 129. Uber, Western Digital, Southwest, Las Vegas Sands. They seem to stay on this list pretty good. Delta, CVS, Bank of America, Cleveland Cliffs, Morgan Stanley. This is where our UPRO came from. Marathon Oil Corporation, MRO, and then Amazon. Pinterest always seems to be catching and garnering some interest. So does Kroger. Kroger stays on the high IV percentile list, so it provides decent premiums. DoorDash. I didn't know DoorDash stock was $120 something. I didn't know that. Go on DoorDash. Go on DoorDash. CVS barely moves. Kroger has earnings this week, I believe. I did mention K. Roger when I was talking about earnings. Yep, and it's not ever good to trade something that has earnings. Not that it won't run up, but let's see what Kroger looks like on the chart. This is what it's been doing. It's been on a little bit of an upward trend, but it is in its resistance as well. in the resistance. I think the middle of this gap here is going to provide some support, and that's 48.98. The question was, will Kroger stay above? Will Kroger stay above 47.5? Well, 47.5 is down chill. Yep, it's got support down here. Actually got some support in this area too. Kroger has support right here. And it's got support right up here. Would it stay above 47.5? I'd venture to say yes. I wouldn't trade Kroger's this week, though, unless you do it after they report earnings. Okay, trade it after they report earnings. You want to do that. You want to use wisdom. We always use wisdom. Thank y'all for continuing to hang out. If you're still here, definitely go ahead, like, and subscribe to the channel. All righty. Options 411 for newbies. 3-day challenge is coming up the March the 13th. Don't waste a lot of time because we don't have a lot of time to waste here. You need to go ahead and get yourself signed up if you're going to sign up for that. Our E2T monthly membership, we have a membership where we have our morning calls. We do a weekly call on Wednesdays. We also do coaching. The first Saturday every month. We've got a Telegram where we hang out together, trade together. We do all of our stuff together. And if you're a member, if you're one of my members, then whenever I have any other programs like this challenge or other stuff I have, the people who are members of mine get to be a partaker of all the programs I put on. So if you're a member, you get access to all the goodies. All right. You can head over to Educator2Trader and you can join us with that. All right. Don't forget, we're still going left this year. Don't throw out your 1 or 2 strategies. Okay. What's stopping some of us from making the money we want to make is we're jumping out of the boat too fast. Ride on in the boat. Okay. 1 or 2 strategies. Get your education, which is where we do things like options 411, small account challenge. These are the areas where you get your education as well. Yes, I do have courses, and I, of course, would love for you to purchase those as well. But I want whatever the best way is for you to get educated, definitely do that. Janae says Kroger was prohibited from merging. Who were they going to merge with? Don't forget to focus on your fundamentals. And we're going to trade with the trading plan. Always trade with the trading plan. That's what we do there. We have a trading plan. They were going to merge with who? Kroger. I could see them with anybody from up north have Wegmans. I remember I lived in New York when I was in college. I went up there to work. I was a Kodak scholar when I was in engineering school. And I went to Wegmans in New York and they didn't have grits. Like you could not buy grits. They were like, grits? What? I'm a Southerner. Oh, Kroger was going to go with Albertsons. I wonder why they couldn't merge. Albertsons barely holding on too. You think they would let them merge? I say they're barely holding on. Down here, all the Albertsons down here have closed. We've got some Krogers, but most of the Albertsons in Florida are no longer here. At least Central Florida. Well, I'm in North Florida now. I don't see any Albertsons here either. But interesting that they couldn't merge. Interesting. All righty. So for tomorrow morning, we're going to be back on again, 9:25. We're on. Jamie will be on the wheels of steel. Monday morning, I will join the call. I join the call on Mondays, but I come out of teaching and I usually come right on time. And I don't want to have the call be waiting on me to start. Or the time on YouTube. So Jamie gets it started for us and then I join in and we tag team it all the way to closure. All righty. I hope you would join us in on that. Don't forget, the FTC said they would jack up the prices. Any more than Walmart or Publix jacks up prices? I don't think so. Or Whole Foods or Sprouts or anybody else. Winn-Dixie. I think Aldi bought Winn-Dixie. I think I saw that somewhere that Aldi has purchased Winn-Dixie. Now I'm an Aldi fan. I am an Aldi fan. You can see us in the morning. Review the list I gave you so you can see if there's any trades on there that you're interested in taking. And if you find some of interest, then tomorrow morning when we're on the call, bring them up. when we're on live on YouTube, make sure you bring them up. All righty. So I think I've covered all the stuff I wanted to cover. So I want y'all to have a really good evening. All righty. I want y'all to have a good evening. And I want to see you in the morning so I can see you in the market. Make sure you stay green and let's get this money. Talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye, everyone. Let me get the